get into, and I mean, you mentioned this before we get into the actual discussion as well. Some people may ask, if I don't obey the gospel, if I'm not baptized, or if I don't believe in God, am I going to hell? Are you saying I'm going to hell? Right? And sometimes we don't want to be straightforward in answering that question. But someone, said this, right? Here on earth, we're just practicing for what the future is going to bring, right? We're just practicing for heaven and hell. And you just made the point now about hell is the absence of God. And really, and someone may be cheeky and be like, yeah, well, is God not omnipresent? And we can get into that. That may be for next video. But you've lived life on earth without God. Why would you want to go into eternity now with God? You've chosen to live a life here on earth without Him, and now I think any person, just reason would dictate, that sounds a little bit unfair, right? And I think we must really weigh that up, right? If we choose to live this life, we're going to end up where we end up based on our choices, whether we've obeyed the gospel or whether we've not obeyed the gospel. And if we choose to live this life without having obeyed the gospel, then we're going to spend eternity in the state of not having obeyed the gospel, which is without God. If we're going to live this life according to Christian principles, having been clothed with Christ, with God, then we're going to spend eternity with God, because that is His promise. His promise is that the thief is going to come to kill, to steal, and to destroy, but He's come to bring us life, and life in abundance. And we also understand that He's brought us eternal life, right? John 3 verse 16, right? God has brought us eternal life through His Son, Jesus Christ. So, and I think that's why this great salvation is so important. It's so important for us to attain that and to live lives, worthy of the gospel, as some textbooks.
If I can get in there, I think we're kind of skirting around the question also. So I think I don't want to spend too much time talking about other things, But I do want to just mention this as well, because it goes to your point now. God is never gonna force us to be with Him, right? So we can all understand this, because we married, right? If you love Courtney, your wife, right, you're not going to force her to be with you. And if she loves you, she's going to choose to be with you. If you force her to be with you, that's not love. That's not love, right? Same with God. God is not going to force us to come and stay in His house. You're not going to force Courtney to come and stay in your house, right? So with us, if we choose not to love God, then our eternity is going to be separate from God. That means hell. So if I can't expect to not love Him and then still make it to heaven, because then God is going to force Himself on me, if that's what I'm thinking. So now, obviously, yes, there are benefits that come from being in the house, right? Because Courtney loves here, she can enjoy the fireplace. That's what I saw right now. But there are certain benefits that you can enjoy because you have entered into that relationship.
Yeah.
So too with God. If you choose to enter into that relationship, and I think that's what the video is about today, how do you enter into that relationship? If you choose to enter into that relationship, there's things that you can enjoy, and heaven is one of them. Right? So if you choose not to enter that relationship, you can't expect to make it to heaven. God's not going to force you into His house if you've opted to be out of it. Right? I just wanted to add that on top.
Yeah, but being in the kingdom here means you're going to be in the kingdom there, right? Yeah. So if you're part of the Lord's church, you're on earth, being part of that eternal kingdom. That's the eternal kingdom, the vehicle that's going to take us there. Yeah. So, Brother Noel, let's say, be here to be there. You have to be part of the kingdom to be there one day.